Hello, friends. I'm Zach Emerson with Follow Great Commission Ministries and LFOL Ministries, and I just wanted to check in with everybody and post a video. I haven't done anything in a while, and just want to kind of talk to you about what's been going on and stuff like that. Recently, I haven't posted anything because I haven't been able to write or come up with anything to post. I kept wondering why this was the case. I've been called to teach and minister, so I haven't been able to understand what was missing. I found myself doing a lot. I was coaching one of my youth to preach a sermon. It was her first time doing it. It was awesome. I put together a rally for 3 churches along with some of my burrito brothers. Started learning and playing disc golf. Watched a lot of YouTube videos, read a lot of books, and through all of this time, I've seen a lot of friends and family go through and see a lot of tragedy and hurt. And through so much of it all, I've tried my best to be there for them and talk of God's love and grace for them through the hardships. And I've also seen quite a bit of frustration and hurt through actions of others that have had so much of that love and that grace poured out for them. In this time, I've done a lot of studying and talking, and last night I was driving back from being with my wife's family in Lexington, North Carolina. It's a little bit over a 2-hour drive. It was late. I stayed for supper. Before I left, it was dark, and I was going in and out of some pretty harsh storms. Um, Along the way, I had my music on, and I was praying and worshiping and jamming out and just bleeding out a lot of the hurts and brokens of the past little while. And I was using the Pandora app on my phone to do this, plugged into my car stereo. And Pandora is kind of like a random radio. You program it with interests, and it plays songs based on the stuff that you put in. I've spent a lot of time on my Pandora cultivating and crafting the way it'll come out in the playlist, and out of nowhere, a song that did not match any of my preferences anyway, or any song that's ever been played on it, came on. I got aggravated. I was like, man, Pandora is trolling me right now. Of course, I hit the thumbs down, and I was ready to move on. And because of the interruption, I'm looking around the car and down and checking my mirrors and check on my dog in the back seat just to make sure everything was okay. And as I looked down to the seat beside me, I noticed my hat that I'd taken off because I'd gotten hot. And the hat is from a company called Spirit Dome. So the hat I'm wearing now is a Spirit Dome. Each hat has a scripture on the brim and a design to kind of go with or match that scripture. The hat that I had on last night was a black hat, and it has scripture from the 23rd Psalm. It's cliche. A lot of people have heard a lot about the 23rd Psalm, but I want to go ahead and I want to share it. It's pretty relevant to what I'm talking about today, and I'll kind of go over it. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So, as I was saying the scripture in my head, there's just the fourth verse on the hat, so I kind of mentally went through the scripture. It's one of the few that I have memorized and can recant at a given time. Every piece of not understanding, all this frustration about not being able to write and not being able to post anything that I felt of relevance, why all of that wasn't happening. came falling into a giant clump of understanding that landed in a resounding thud in my lap. I've been lying down in those green pastures. I've been absorbing so much experience and teaching, and all of that love and grace has been there for me as well. Um, Times are quite often hard. A lot of people in the Christian ministry like to promise prosperity and wealth and a lack of those hurts and pains that we all experience. And they say that once we accept Christ, they just go away. On the other hand, just as many state that the earthly Christian life is marked by hardship and suffering, and these same folks are the first ones that will jump out and tell you all about how Romans 8:28 is applicable in your time of hardship, and they'll tell you that God orchestrated all of this horrible pain just to teach you a lesson about your faith in your life. But in my experience, it's a lot easier to look at your green pastures after the fact, and times will come that healing and restoration show themselves miraculously with little coaxing through these hardships, just like the people say would that promise you these wonderful things once you accept Christ. And of course, regardless of any of it, I know that while I don't believe that suffering is a part of any divine orchestration or punishment or parable type teaching, I do know that He will always use those situations for good in some way or another. If you choose not to take the coward's way out, if you run and hide, you may not see a lot of good come from all of this pain. You may see more pain, more suffering, and it may just get worse. But once you're done, it may hurt along the way. And on the same token, amazing things may happen along the way too, that you'll have no explanation of beyond His grace. But in spite of wonderful and terrible, He's there. He's there to be your shepherd, to lead you by the still waters, and bless you with calm, to make you lie down in green pastures so that you will be fed, grow, and protected. Hopefully this has been a good time with you. I pray that this means something for you, and that you receive as much blessing from it as I did. I know that I just had to talk about it and get it off my chest, more or less. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Check out the website, and God bless. Bye.